MTR, your secret recipe since 1924, presents A Kitchen Abroad.
दिवाली साल का वो एक दिन जब हमारा घर ही नहीं लेकिन हमारे दिल भी रोशन हो जाते हैं. Diwali is a time of spreading love, joy and happiness. And who better to spend that happiness with than with friends? दिवाली के दिन मेरे घर मेरे दोस्तों का सारा दिन आना जाना होता है. And the other thing that's synonymous with Diwali are sweets, मिठाइयाँ. दिवाली के टाइम बाजार से तरह तरह की मिठाइयाँ खाने का मौका मिलता है, लेकिन फिर भी दिल एक चीज़ चाहता है कि कुछ अलग हो जाए. आपने अकबर के दरबार पे नवरत्न का तो सुना होगा. आज मेरे दरबार में भी नवरत्न है, नवरत्न जामुन. Hi guys, happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
नवरत्न जामुन बनाने के लिए we're going to use MTR's गुलाब जामुन मिक्स. लेकिन शान के नवरत्न जामुन बाकी बाजारी गुलाब जामुन से काफ़ी हटके हैं, इसलिए क्योंकि हम 9 किस्म के जामुन बनाएंगे. कैसे बनाएंगे मैं आपको थोड़ी देर में बताती हूँ, लेकिन पहले हम गुलाब जामुन का आटा बना लें. To make the gulab jamun dough, you simply have to cut open the packet. We're going to take 1 cup of the MTR gulab jamun mix powder. All I now have to do is to add a 1/4 cup of water. So we have to make sure that this dough doesn't get too wet or too dry, because otherwise the gulab jamun will either become too hard or too raw on the inside once we cook it. But to this dough, I'm actually going to add a little bit of sugar, basically a couple of pinches. The other thing that I'm going to add is just a little bit of ghee, which helps to bind. Now you can use anything from butter to any ghee that you have, but try not to use oil because that gives the wrong kind of flavor that we want. We want the shuddh desi flavor. Now, I had put sugar in there and you'll wonder why did I add extra sugar? Well, I added extra sugar because I actually want to make a darker version of gulab jamun. So you know your dough is ready when it's a nice Play-Doh-like consistency, not too wet, not too hard. And that's going to be important to ensure that when you do make the dough, if it's too wet, it's not going to stay in its shape. And if it's too hard, it'll actually be really crumbly and have crinkles through it, which will make the gulab jamuns or the navratna jamuns break when we're frying them. So this is the ideal texture. So let's allow the dough to rest for about 5 to 10 minutes whilst we make the syrup. And the syrup is equally as easy. We take a pan and in that we're going to put equal parts sugar and equal part water. So I'm going to use 1/2 cup of sugar, and again the sugar is just normal sugar that we use. And to this we're going to also add the equal part, which is 1/2 cup of water. Now for our swad desi, we're going to add some cardamom seeds to this syrup, as well as chira essence. You can use rose essence, you can also use vanilla essence if you like. Try not to use a spoon to stir your sugar syrup because it ends up crystallizing. Just try and see if you can shake the bowl a little bit. So the sugar syrup has started to boil, and that's a good sign that we can basically now switch this off and our sugar syrup is ready. So let's switch this off. And I'm going to put it into another bowl so that we're ready to soak our jamuns when they're ready. We're now going to get the hot oil onto the stove and allow the oil to warm up, and then we can start preparing our navratna jamuns. So here's our oil. Let's switch it on and allow it to start warming up. In the meantime, let's have a look at our dough. And now for the fun part, Shan's navratna jamun. Why is it navratna? Well, नवरत्न तो एक हार होता था जो हम सब जानते हैं, जिसमें 9 किस्म के जेम्स लगते थे. So every lady has a नवरत्न हार, I'm sure. But ये मेरे नवरत्न जामुन में 9 different किस्म की fillings होंगी. So you can see my different fillings here. I have crystallized ginger, I have glucand, I have glazed cherries, cashews, almonds, chocolates, peanut butter, raisins, and jam. तो ये तो हमारा स्वाद देसी अंदाज पर देसी हिसाब में हम काफ़ी डिफरेंट किस्म के जामुन्स बनाएंगे. And we're just going to flatten it because we need to be able to put our filling. So let's do the chocolate first, which is the favorite of my kids. And hopefully what's going to happen is that the chocolate will melt inside and be a really yummy, almost like a jam, chocolate jam donut kind of a filling. So here we're going to have these little long ones and we'll put them into the hot oil. And whilst that's starting to cook, we'll make another one. And the next thing that we're going to put is almonds. So here is my badam one that's gone into the oil. Now my oil is not too hot. It is a medium heat because if it's too hot, then my gulab jamuns will cook too quickly and still stay raw inside. And if it's too low, then basically they're just going to become too dry. So the next one, we're actually going to put cashews. Cashews are another great source of protein. So ये हमारा cashew वाला चला गया अंदर तेल में. So 3 down, 6 more to go. I've taken a full glazed cherry and I've cut it into a quarter piece. And it gives a nice red filling inside. So that one goes in. Crystallized ginger. I love crystallized ginger. I used to have a lot of it when I was pregnant and I had morning sickness. And it's a great remedy for when you're actually traveling and you get seasickness or travel sickness. So here we have our crystallized ginger and it gives a really nice yummy flavor. Glucand. Interestingly, you know, glucand is not just a sweet treat that we have in our pan, but glucand actually has Ayurvedic medicine qualities. It's been used to reduce the heatiness. So I love the fact that there's a reason to eat everything. And the next one we have raisins. Do you know that 50% of the raisin production is actually from California? Now we're going to have peanut butter. And the last one, the strawberry jam. And again, we need to ensure that we really cover this nicely so that the liquid doesn't fall out into the oil. Sometimes it helps if you just use another piece of the dough on top to close it nicely and into the oil. So one of the fun things that we've always loved to do as a family is to cook together and to eat together. एक जो चीज़ हम हमेशा एक साथ बनाते थे वो है पिज़्ज़ा. वो हम मिलजुल के टॉपिंग्स डालते थे. तो उसी अंदाज में ये जो हमारे नवरत्न जामुन हैं आप फैमिली के साथ बैठ के बना सकते हो. आप एक साथ मिल के बना सकते हैं और आप डिसाइड कर सकते हैं अब फिलिंग क्या डालें, किसको क्या चाहिए और 5 मिनट में आपके नवरत्न जामुन फायर में से बन के आ भी जाएंगे. फिर as easy as put it into the syrup, let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes and your jamuns are ready to eat. रंगोली के अलावा दिवाली पे गिफ्ट्स देने का भी ट्रेडिशन होता है. And one such lovely gift is a beautifully decorated box of mixed dried fruit and nuts. I'm sure आपके घर भी ढेर लग जाता होगा और आप भी मेरी तरह सोचते रहते होंगे कि हम इन dried fruit and nuts का क्या करें. तो आज मेरे पास आपके लिए solution है. Not just something that uses up the dried fruit and nuts so you don't have to pass them on to somebody else, but also something that is healthy and nutritious too. गुरी गुरी लड्डूस बनाने के लिए जो गिफ्ट्स के तौर हमको ड्राइड फ्रूट्स मिलते हैं दिवाली के टाइम पे हम उनको सबको ब्लेंडर में मिक्स करेंगे. पहले हम लेते हैं डेट्स. Dates are actually very high in calorie, but they're very good and nutritious as well. Figs are actually very good in terms of having high fiber qualities. Cranberries are in fact the richest, densest, most nutrient-packed dry fruit around, and they're low in calorie. So a half cup like this is only about 25 calories. Mixed nuts. I have almonds and I have cashews here. So that goes in. The other dry ingredient we have is a cup of desiccated coconut. So you'll notice I'm not putting any sugar into this laddu at all. That's why it's a goody goody laddu. आपने कभी बाजार से goody goody laddus खरीद के कभी खाए हैं? नहीं ना? That's because we only get them in their kitchen abroad kitchen. तो चलिए, बाकी इसमें जो चीजें हमने डालनी हैं वो हमारा स्वाद देसी cardamom powder. We're going to have some cinnamon powder, some cocoa powder, and थोड़ा सा नमक. Finally, to help bind everything together, we have some coconut oil. And these days, coconut oil has become a superfood. In fact, if you go to any of the health food shops, you'll find coconut oil is really on top of the list in terms of good foods to have. So let's put our blender on and see the goody goody laddus form. So our goody goody laddus are ready to roll. So you don't want the mixture to become too fine. You want the nuts to stay slightly granular so that you have a nice wholesome mixture. So the dates and the figs have really creamed down and emulsified, and the nuts are still there to give you the texture. When you feel it, you can feel that it will become into a nice ball shape. So let's put this into our bowl and we can start making our goody goody laddus. And what I've also got here is some extra desiccated coconut. So once we've made the laddus, we can roll it in the desiccated coconut. So today, to help me make my laddus, I have a special treat. I have Kavya here to help me. Kavya, come darling. Kavya is 9 years old and Kavya is going to help me make the laddus, aren't you?
Yeah.
What is this?
Chocolate pudding.
Really? Well, I'll tell you what. These are goody goody laddus and you're going to help me make them. And then you're going to tell me how much sugar do you think has been added in these.
Okay.
So we're going to make balls like this, and then we're going to put them into the coconut and put it here.
All right.
Kavya, you helping me make or you're helping me eat? How much sugar do you think is in it?
A lot.
A lot? What if I told you there's no sugar at all?
I won't believe you.
Oh. Are you going to help me make?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Come. Take some in your hand, and it's like Play-Doh. So thank you, Kavya, so much for all your help. With all your help, I've been able to make my laddus much faster than if I was doing it on my own.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So you just keep rolling your laddus till they're ready. You're going to make about 30 to 42, depending on the size that you're making. No need to keep them in the fridge. They'll be nice and fresh outside as well. And they'll last for about 2 weeks outside. That is, if they don't get consumed within 2 days, like in my house. So enjoy your goody goody laddus, eat in moderation, but it's a really nice way of having our dried fruit and nuts and enjoying desserts without any extra added sugar. Diwali is obviously celebrated with a lot of fervor in India, but not just in India. Even for a lot of us Indians living abroad, it's celebrated with a lot of gusto. And in fact, in some places like Singapore, it's even a national holiday. And with that little piece of trivia, it brings us to our next recipe. Not another sweet dish, of course, but this time a savory dish with a little bit of sugar and spice and everything nice. चलिए हम बनाएं अपने सेवरी चिड़ा, जिसको हम नमकीन भी कहते हैं, बॉम्बे मिक्स भी कहते हैं, पंजाबी मिक्स भी कहते हैं, खट्टा मीठा भी कहते हैं, लेकिन I like to call it चिड़ा. So we're going to use a wok, and I've heated up my wok, and in that I'm going to put my oil. This is an interesting chira. It's actually kind of created from the inspiration of breakfast cereals, which is quite different. In this, we're going to use cornflakes, which is a common breakfast cereal. These are actually honey coated, so you don't have to add any extra sugar. If you only have plain cornflakes, then you can use a little bit of sugar, or you can just combine a little bit of honey on top of the cornflakes. And we're going to use bhel, which is also known as Rice Krispies, another common breakfast cereal. And these are the two main ingredients of our chira, but there's also many other things that go into this. So let's start cooking. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some hing, put some curry leaves. This is a really quick and easy recipe, and some whole dry red chilies. Let's put some of our saunf in, and we'll let the saunf toast a little bit too. We're not going to let the saunf become too brown because it does cook very quickly. So to this, we're going to add our coconut flakes. I prefer to use coconut flakes instead of desiccated coconut because it has an amazing texture and a very nice flavor that goes with the chira. So if you can find coconut flakes, please use that. Now I'm also going to add my cashews. I'm using raw cashews that have not been salted, that have not been baked. Let's put in our peanuts. The reason that I'm putting things in this order is because I'm putting it from the order of the things that need most amount of toasting, that'll take the most amount of time to the least amount of time. Lastly, we're going to put in our raisins. The sweetness is coming through, so you can see where the khatta meetha comes in. Now, we're going to put in the rice flakes because the rice flakes need a little bit more time to toast up than the corn flakes do. And now let's put in the corn flakes. So now as your pan is getting filled up, just mix it a little bit more gently. You know, we used to do this. This is a recipe that my mother-in-law taught me. And we used to make this a lot when my brother-in-law was getting married. उस टाइम तो घर में पता नहीं 50, 60, 100 आदमी मतलब बारातियाँ आते थे. And this is the perfect snack to actually make in bulk and very cost effective actually as well. Let's put our spices in. Is curry powder. We have chaat masala, kala namak. And lastly, some chili powder. So this is a spicy chira. If you want to put less spice, then put less curry powder and put less chilies. So now we're going to switch it off क्योंकि ये हमारा तैयार है. Like I said, it's so quick and easy to make at home. और ये देखिए, ये बिल्कुल बाजारी नहीं लगता लेकिन प्रोफेशनल ज़रूर लगता है. So please enjoy my savory chira. क्योंकि हमने दो मीठी चीज़ें बनाई हैं तो हमको दो स्नैक्स भी बनानी चाहिए और कोई झटपट स्नैक जो कि हम बना सके मोर झटपट देन द चिड़ा वी मेड ऐसे भी हो सकता है because we have MTR murukku mix. It's as easy as combining 1 cup of murukku mix with half portion of पानी और उसका हम डो बना देंगे. लेकिन क्योंकि हमको थोड़ा बाज़ारी तरीके से अलग चाहिए तो इसमें हम थोड़ा अपना हिसाब भी डालेंगे और वो अपना हिसाब है some mint leaves. अगर आपको mint leaves नहीं यूज़ करना है, which are dry mint leaves. The other thing that I'm adding to this mix is black peppercorns. So basically it's freshly ground black peppercorns, and as I said, 1 part murukku mix to half part water. So here I have half a cup of water. अब हम इसको बस गूंद देंगे to make it into a nice dough. And then it's as easy as putting it into the hot oil and frying it up into murukku. Murukku वैसे बनता है with the murukku press. And sometimes overseas we also find that we have the biscuit maker press that we can use. But if you don't have a murukku press or a biscuit maker press, how are you going to make this murukku? It's actually very easy. It's as easy as using a piping bag and a piping nozzle. And if you don't have a piping nozzle, just use a piping bag with a hole at the end. And it's as easy as that. So let's just get our batter together. कभी कभी थोड़ा सा पानी और चाहिए होता है, या आप इसमें जैसे हमने अपने नवरत्न जामुन में डाला था, थोड़ा सा घी डाल दीजिए so that it helps to bind it together and makes it into a nice dough. And it's as easy as adding water and your murukku is ready. कभी सोचा था कि मुरकू बनाना इतना आसान है? अगर आपने कभी मुरकू बनाया नहीं, then this is your perfect opportunity. मुरकी बनाइए, अपने फ्रेंड्स को खिलाइए और उनको इम्प्रेस कीजिए. So our dough is ready. Put a nice piece of foil or baking paper down because it becomes a lot easier to pick up your shapes and put it into the oil later. Murukku, they don't take very long to fry. They fry up in less than 10 minutes and they're a nice crispy texture, and as they become cooler, they become crispier and crispier. और अगर आपको इन त्योहारों में किचन में घुसने का शौक नहीं है, तो don't worry. There's lots of yummy MTR ready to eat snacks waiting for you to go and grab them. MTR wishes you a sweet Diwali. Enjoy the range of 7 new festive sweet mixes. Buy 2 and get the 3rd free.
MTR, your secret recipe since 1924, presents A Kitchen Abroad.